Hey, Shalom, Yashala, and world. I'm Brother Ezekiel,
I'm Brother Lee.
and we're here today on another law lesson. Last time we spoke on the priesthood laws of Leviticus 21 all the way through chapters 22. We dealt with the holy feast days. Now, I said last time on the feast days that we will go in depth with the feast days. I mean, there's other videos of other brothers who put out, the lessons, but just doing it for this channel as well, just in case, I have other people that run across it who don't know the truth and things, or, get introduced to this by the Most High and things like that. So, we will do in-depth lesson, every breakdown of why the Passover, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, first Feast of First Fruits, blowing of the trumpets, Day of Atonement, Feast of Tabernacles, Feast of Dedication, and other feasts like Purim and everything like that as well. So we'll go into that, but like I said before, we're just going straight through the laws, so you guys could go look at yourselves and pinpoint them, and then write these down, highlight them, so you can understand why it's important. We need to reminisce and continue to keep trying to keep these laws to the best of our ability. So we could show, mind you, like I said before, that we can't keep every single one of them because you need certain priesthood, you need certain things that you need in order to do these things, and so forth and so on. But we still have to, try our best to keep them as best as we can. But like we said, no sacrifice going on and things like that. We already know Christ is our sacrifice, so forth and so on. So, anyways, to atone for us, okay? And basically, we're just bringing it out and, just going through the laws and stuff. And then after all the laws is done with, then I'll start going into some, people say deep meat lessons or whatever, giving some more wisdom on it and things like that, according to the word, all right? So today we're going to start in Leviticus chapter 24, and we're going to start at verse 1 through 3, which is the next law, okay?
Leviticus chapter 24, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Command the children of Israel that they bring unto thee pure olive oil, beaten for the light, to cause the lamps to burn continually. Without the veil of the testimony, in the tabernacle of the congregation, shall Aaron order it from the evening unto the morning before the Lord continually. It shall be a statute forever in your generations.
So it's letting us know right here. So it's not any oil for the menorah to be burned and things like that. It has to be pure olive oil, okay? That's the oil that keeps it burning and things. And also you have to keep it burning in that tabernacle and things. Like it says, it's a statute for it. It's an order, okay? It's a commandment, law. It's forever, all right? So we're supposed to keep these. And once again, as this law, and people say, well, where's the original menorah and things like that? Well, the whole purpose is that we're supposed to do these things. We have to reminisce this because everything's going to be done in the kingdom when Christ returns and things, okay? So with that being said, you need to know these things now. Okay, so like I said, brothers don't know, we go by characteristics on the tribes, but we won't really find out until we enter in through one of those gates, one of the 12 gates that's entering into the kingdom as Israelites. Okay, real flesh and blood Israelites. Okay, not just only by the Spirit, not just by the Spirit. Okay, so just getting that. But let's get the next law. Verse 5 through 9.
And thou shalt take fine flour, and bake 12 cakes thereof. 2 tenth deals shall be in one cake. And thou shalt set them in 2 rows, 6 on a row, upon the pure table before the Lord. And thou shalt put pure frankincense upon each row, that it may be on the bread for a memorial, even an offering made by fire unto the Lord. Every Sabbath he shall set it in order before the Lord continually, being taken from the children of Israel by an everlasting covenant. And it shall be Aaron's and his sons, and they shall eat it in the holy place. For it is most holy unto him of the offerings of the Lord, made by fire by perpetual statute.
Okay, so this is not just any type of cakes and things like this. This is specifically, that's why it's 12 cakes, represents the 12 tribes of Israel and things like that. You have to put in a certain frankincense with the flour and things like this, so we could give it on to the as an offering made by fire onto the Most High. So it gets cooked, but then after they're done getting cooked, because the sweet savior or the smell of the frankincense and things go up to the Most High. So this is just in remembrance as what we're supposed to do. But then Aaron and his sons can only eat it. Okay, so it's a holy thing. It's always dealing with Levites. And people ask, well, how come other Israelites can't do these and things like that? Well, if you remember back around when the Most High basically, when Moses came down from Mount Sinai and things, and seen all the wickedness that they were doing when they built the calf and the altar and things like that, and basically they seen all the wickedness that was going on and things. All the people that was being chosen was that the Most High basically said through Moses. Moses said, well, who's going to serve what and who's going to serve this? And all the Levites ran over to Moses, and they stood on Moses' side, while you still had the other tribes still, dealing with certain wickedness and things like that. So, in that point, and even before that, that's why the Most High chosen the Levites specifically onto him, because this is what he's seen through all the other 12 tribes. So this is why he chose them. That's how it's supposed to be. So that's the reason why they're more closer to the Most High than all the other 12 tribes, or the 11 tribes are, excuse me. So that's why we have to, some people may look at this and like, what's so special about the Levites and things. So anywho, let's get back to it. That was 5 and 9. Okay, let's get the next law. Leviticus 25. We got to go to chapter 25. And this is one whole law, 1 through 22, which is the law of a jubilee. Okay, 7 meaning the law of completion. All right. So this goes into a lot of the feast days, the Sabbaths, the hired servants, amongst Israel, so forth and so on. So let's go ahead and get that out.
Leviticus 25, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses in Mount Sinai, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye come into the land which I gave you, then shall the land keep a Sabbath unto the Lord. 6 years thou shalt sow thy field, and 6 years thou shalt prune thy vineyard, and gather in the fruit thereof. But in the 7th year shall be a Sabbath of the rest unto the land, a Sabbath for the Lord. Thou shalt neither sow thy field, nor prune thy vineyard. That which groweth of its own accord of thy harvest, thou shalt not reap, neither gather the grapes of the vineyard, of the vine undressed, for it is a year of rest unto the land. And the Sabbath of the land shall be meat for you, for thee, and for thy servant, and for thy maid, and for thy hired servant, and for thy stranger that sojourneth with thee.
So stop right there. So now some will say, well, that sounds contradicted to about, when you're growing crops and things like that. It's not a contradiction. First and foremost, the first 3 years, your crops is uncircumcised. You cannot touch them. The 4th year, and I explained this in the last video, the 4th year, it goes to the Father. It goes to the Most High. Then the 5th year, you can pick. You can start reaping it and stuff. And the 6th year, same thing. Those 2 years, you could sell. You could sell your crops, whatever. Pick them, you're eating them, selling them. On the 7th year, you cannot sell them. Okay? The 7th year, as explained in here, it's the year of rest. So anybody could come to it. They could eat from it and stuff, but you can't sell those for money and things like that. So you just let it rest. And then, like as it says, it's given on to the it says, give it unto the servant, and for thy maid, and for thy hired servant, and for the stranger that sojourn with thee. Because why? It's the Most High's land. Mind you, he gave it to you, but it's still his land. Okay, it's his earth. All right, so this is how he's supposed to do that, and that's help giving back to the people and things. This is helping them who don't have anything. Okay, so it's like the poor and things like that. But anyways, let's keep reading. Verse 7.
And for thy cattle and for the beasts that are in thy land shall all the increase thereof be meat. And thou shalt number 7 Sabbaths of the years unto thee, 7 times 7 years, and the space of the 7 Sabbaths of the years shall be unto thee 49 years. Then shalt thou cause the trumpet of the Jubilee to sound on the 10th day of the 7th month, in the day of atonement shall ye make the trumpet sound throughout all your land. And ye shall hallow the 50th year, and proclaim liberty throughout all the land, unto all the inhabitants thereof. It shall be a jubilee unto you, and ye shall return every man unto his possession, and ye shall return every man unto his family. A jubilee shall the 50th year be unto you. Ye shall not sow, neither reap that which groweth of itself in it, nor gather the grapes in it of thy vine undressed. For it is the jubilee; it shall be holy unto you. Ye shall eat the increase thereof out of the field. In the year of the jubilee ye shall return every man unto his possession. And if thou sell aught unto thy neighbor, or buyest aught of thy neighbor's hand, ye shall not oppress one another. According to the number of years after the jubilee thou shalt buy of thy neighbor, and according unto the number of the years of the fruits he shall sell unto thee. According to the multitude of the years thou shalt increase the price thereof, and according to the fewness of the years thou shalt diminish the price of it. For according to the number of the years of the fruits doth he sell unto thee.
So stop right there. So even here, it's the Most High is teaching you, economics and things, how to, how to deal. Okay, how you're selling and things like that, especially when it's dealing with your crops and stuff. So it's even telling you not to keep a price at a certain thing where sometimes people can't afford it. You got to drop your prices. Okay, you have to make it affordable for everybody and things like that. Like it says, you shall not oppress your own people. Okay, a lot of nations out there do that to their own people. Heck, even North Korea. They oppress the heck out of their own people, and they use all their money that goes into his military and things like that. Okay, but anyway, I ain't gonna jump into that. But the fact of the matter is that you are not supposed to do that to your own brethren. Okay, your own people and stuff. So change the prices and stuff. Okay, but anyways, let's continue.
Wherefore ye shall do my statutes, and keep my judgments, and do them, and ye shall dwell in the land of safety, and the land shall yield her fruit, and ye shall eat your fill, and dwell therein, there in safety. And if ye shall say, what shall we eat the 7th year? Behold, we shall not sow, nor gather in our increase. Then I will command my blessing upon you in the 6th year, and it shall bring forth fruit for 3 years.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right, keep going, I'm sorry.
And ye shall sow the 8th year, and eat yet of old fruit until the 9th year, until her fruits come in. Ye shall eat of the old store.
So stop right there. So this is the law of the Jubilee. Okay, so mind you, in Exodus it tells you like you're supposed to let your servants go on a certain year, which is the Jubilee. It explains that, but this just goes in more depth of all the laws when you're dealing with your crops, when you're dealing with servants, when you're dealing with anybody. Basically, it's a Jubilee. Okay, well, I shouldn't say anybody, but amongst Israel. All right. Let's get the next law now. This is one moment. All right, the next law, verse 23.
The land shall not be sold forever, and for the land is mine, for ye are strangers and sojourners with me.
Okay, so it's letting you know right there that the Most High said, like I said before, it's his land. Okay, so the land shall not be sold forever, for the land is mine, for ye were strangers and sojourners with me. Okay, so with that being said, you have to, stop selling. You can't be selling 24/7 to make $1 and stuff. Okay, so let it chill, let it rest for a little bit. Okay, there's scientific reasons behind that as well, according to the Most High, whoever's little Einsteins out here and things like that. But anyways, there's a reason why. Okay, the next law, verse 24 through 28.
And in the land of your possession ye shall grant a redemption for the land. If thy brother be waxen poor, and hath sold away some of his possessions, and if any of his kin come to redeem it, then he shall redeem that which is his brother's sold. And if the man have none to redeem it, and himself be able to redeem it, then let him count the years of the sale thereof, and restore the overplus unto the man to whom he sold it, that he may return unto his possession. But if he be not able to restore it to him, then that which is sold shall remaineth in the land of him that hath bought it until the year of Jubilee. And in Jubilee it shall go out, and he shall return unto his possession.
See that? So even if you sold something, okay, now this law, like, you sold it, it's a done deal, okay? But according to us, there's a reason why he had to sell it for a certain wage or whatever he was trying to pay off something, to get himself out of debt or whatever the case may be. But according to this, whatever he sold off to you, he may come back and come redeem it and things. Or as it says, his own next of kin could come redeem it. Or if he's a servant and stuff, he could, if he can't redeem himself in the 7th year or whatever the case may be, then his next of kin, his family, could come redeem them. Okay, so but here in this country, in a lot of countries, they don't allow that to happen. That's the reason why we are so separate from. We're supposed to be separate from their way of thinking, because their way of thinking is not according to our culture and according to the Most High and things. Okay, so that's why we need to know these things. We have to start living this, and then a lot of people today, they don't want to fill this out because we're in captivity and things like that. You still do the righteous acts amongst each other and stuff, even though we may be in captivity, not in our own land and things like that. Okay. Let's get the next law. Well, I said that was 28. Yeah. The next law is verse 29 and 31. Leviticus 25, verse 29 through 31.
And if a man sell a dwelling house.
Now this is dealing with a house, okay? Go ahead.
And if a man sell a dwelling house in a walled city, then he may redeem it within a whole year after it is sold. Within a full year may he redeem it. And if he be not redeem it with the space of the full year, then the house that is in the walled city shall be established forever to him that bought it throughout his generations. It shall not go out in the Jubilee. But the houses of the village which have no wall around them shall be counted as fields of the country. They may be redeemed, and they shall go out in the Jubilee. Notwithstanding the cities of the Levites.
Oh, wait, stop right there, Salakia. So this is just basically talking about your homes, houses, properties that you built up and things like that. They may be redeemed as well within that Jubilee, okay? So, like I said, we're just going in order here. So the next law is verse 32.
Notwithstanding the cities of the Levites and the houses of the cities of their possession, may the Levites redeem it at any time.
So it's letting you know the Levites. It says, notwithstanding the cities of the Levites and the houses of the cities of their possession, may the Levites redeem at any time. So the Levites can redeem it whenever they want. They don't have to wait for a whole Jubilee or anything like that, because first and foremost, they don't have any inheritance. But if they bought it themselves in whichever land they was dwelling in amongst Israel, they may redeem it at any time. Okay? So that's why it says these laws, there's specific laws for the priesthood, for all of Israel, and then sometimes for the Levites. So that's why we have to go into all these different things, okay? The next law, verse 33.
All right, Leviticus 25:33. And if a man purchase of the Levites, then the house that was sold, and the city of his possession, shall go out in the year of the Jubilee. But for the houses of the cities of the Levites are their possession among the children of Israel.
So stop right there. It says, and if a man purchase of the Levites, then the house that was sold, and the city of his possession shall go out in the year of Jubilee. For the houses of the cities of the Levites are their possession among the children of Israel. Okay, so you dealing with a Levite. If they sold you something, you may go back on to them in the Jubilee to redeem that. Okay, so it's vice versa. So if a Levite bought something from you or sold it onto you, they don't have to wait. But now you buying something back from the Levites, you have to wait that Jubilee. Okay, so that's, it's vice versa and everything. Let's get the next law. What was that, 33? All right, 34. Verse 34 is the next law.
All right. But the field of the suburbs of their cities may not be sold, for it is their perpetual possession.
Mm-hmm.
And if thy brother...
Oh, wait. The Levites, this law is basically saying with the Levites, if they have a possession of the suburbs or whatever, it cannot be sold at all. Okay, so even though they're in the lands of their brethren, and they own or they bought land or whatever the case may be, because they didn't have any inhabitants, they can't sell that land. Okay, so I'll read that one more time. But the field of the suburbs of their cities may not be sold, for it is their perpetual possession. Verse 35 is the next law.
All right. And if thy brother be waxen poor, and fallen in decay with thee, then thou shalt relieve him. Yea, though he be a stranger or a sojourner, that he may live with thee. Take thou no usury.
Oh, Salakia. I'm sorry, Salakia. Never mind.
Yeah.
So sorry about that. No. Go. Verse 39 is the next law. 39 through 43.
All right. Leviticus 25:39.
Mm-hmm.
And if thy brother that dwelleth by thee be waxen poor, and be sold unto thee, thou shalt not compel him to serve as a bondservant.
So basically it's saying as a bondservant, meaning a slave servant, because the other nations would be the bondservants, not Israel. And we read that back in Exodus 21. Okay? Go ahead.
But as an hired servant, and as a sojourner, he shall be with thee, and shall serve thee unto the year of Jubilee. And then shall he depart from thee, both he and his children with him, and shall return unto his own family, and unto the possession of his fathers shall he return. For they are my servants, which I brought forth out of the land of Egypt. They shall not be sold as bondmen. Thou shalt not rule over him with rigor, but shalt fear thy God.
So rigor meaning, treating them poorly, badly, so forth and so on. So once again, like we said before, the so-called white man did during our ancestors' slave days and stuff. They didn't make this book. They stole it. They read certain things and they didn't teach it to nobody else. Okay, not to the slaves. They only took out the first things. Obey thy master. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
But it tells you if you a master or you have servants as opposed to be servants, you're not supposed to treat them with rigor. Okay, so let's get the next law here. Verses 44 through 46, Leviticus 25, 44 through 46.
Both thy bondmen and thy bondmaids, which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathen that are round about you.
Shall be of who?
Shall be of the heathen.
No, of Israel.
Of the heathen.
Of the heathen, both bondmen and bondmaids, slave men and slave maids, which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathens, the Gentiles, the stranger. Okay, go ahead.
That are round about you. Of them shall ye buy bondmen and bondmaids. Moreover, the children of the strangers that do sojourn among you, of them shall ye buy, and of their families.
Wait, read that again.
Moreover, of the children of the strangers
that
do sojourn among you,
that do sojourn amongst you,
of them shall ye buy,
of them ye should buy,
and of their families,
that
are with you, which they begat in your land, and they shall be your possession.
So, how is this stranger talking about another tribe of Israel, when it just said you cannot buy or treat with rigor your own people and things like that as a possession? So how can you have another possession or another tribe as your own possession? That's why it says the heathens. That word is going to tell you once again with the strangers, H1616. That stranger, sojourner, alien, Gentile, so forth and so on. Okay? So it's letting you know this is the other stranger. The other stranger is talking about if I'm Judah and I visit Ephraim and I go to his land, I'll be considered as a stranger. Okay? Or a Levite that's staying with us. They're the sojourning strangers. Okay? So once again, you got to get that thorough understanding and put that teaching on out there, okay? Go ahead. Is it where we at? Verse 46?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
And ye shall take them as inheritance for your children after you, to inherit them for a possession. They shall be your bondmen forever. But over your brethren, the children of Israel, ye shall not rule over one another with rigor.
See? So how is Israel in the kingdom going to be ruling Israel? Most high willing, we make it in there. Huh? Dude, come on, man. Yo. Anyways, man. I'm sorry. Don't mind me. It's just the stuff that I hear. Okay. Anyways, let's get on it. The next law, verse 47 through 55, chapter and verse.
All right, Leviticus 25, verse 47.
Yep, through 55.
And if a sojourner or stranger wax rich with thee, and thy brother that dwelleth by him wax poor, and sell himself unto the stranger, O sojourner, by thee, or to stock of the stranger's family, after that he is sold, he may be redeemed again. One of his brethren may redeem him. Either his uncle or his uncle's son may redeem him, or any that is nigh to kin unto him of his family may redeem him, or if he be able, he may redeem himself.
So wait, stop right there. So if we was to give ourselves up for servants amongst the Gentiles, the heathens, you know what I'm saying? You ain't supposed to treat us with rigor and stuff, because you're touching the Most High's, the apple of the Most High's eye. Okay, that's what we doing today. We serving y'all today in your nations, in your companies, your manufacturers, all these different things. We're sitting here. We're the ones that keeping the janitors, keeping your stuff clean. Fixing all your stuff and things like that. We get the low end jobs while y'all sit up on high and stuff. But then you treat us with rigor because we read the whole contract that says these are the rules of your position and stuff. These are your duties and stuff. But then afterwards, you guys add on more and more and more and more duties onto there with no pay. So excuse me. So with that being said, that's the reason why they claim that the USA is, in God we trust. Well, which God are you talking about? Because you ain't talking about the God of the Holy Bible. Rome, the Roman Catholic Church, is not teaching the God of the Holy Bible. They're twisting everything because they're not teaching these people these laws and things. Mm-hmm. This is our culture. Let us teach our own culture and respect our own culture. You want us to stand for your flag and sing your national anthems and things like that and stuff. So once you respect ours, how about that? But you won't do that because politics doesn't mix in with religion. This ain't religion. This is a culture of a nation. Okay? But anyways.
That was ripped away.
Right. Unbelievable. Strictly stolen. you know. But anyways, let's keep reading, King.
Leviticus 25, verse 50.
Mm-hmm.
And he shall reckon with him that bought him for the year that he was sold to him unto the year of the Jubilee. And the price of his sale shall be according unto the number of years. According to the time of an hired servant shall it be with him. But if there be yet many years behind him, according unto them he shall give again the price of his redemption out of the money that he was bought for. And if there remaineth but few years unto the year of Jubilee, then he shall count with him, and according unto his years shall he give him again the price of his redemption. And as the yearly hired servant shall be with him, and the others shall not rule with rigor over him in thy sight, and if he be not redeemed in these years, and he shall go out in the year of Jubilee, both he and his children with him. For unto me the children of Israel are servants. They are my servants whom I brought forth out of the land of Egypt.
They are who?
My servants who I brought forth out of the land of Egypt.
No, they manservants.
My servants whom I brought forth out of the land of Egypt.
No, they're the women's servants.
My servants who I brought forth out of the land of Egypt.
All the other nations.
Who I brought forth out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God.
You see that? You other nations out there, now mind you, like I said, I teach the truth, you know, but this is exactly what your people are doing to God's, the apple of God's eyes and stuff. This ain't no joke. Y'all sitting here messing around and things, and you won't let us go. This is the same thing that Pharaoh did, okay? That's why the Most High told Moses and Aaron to go tell Pharaoh to let my people go. They served up what they needed to serve up in Egypt, and what you do? Continue with rigor and did even worse. Same thing now. Even though we may be called criminals and, you know, thoughts and whoremongers and all this, and murderers, all these different things that you guys, you know,
words.
Right, stereotype us with and things like that. Guess what? We are the Most High's chosen people. We are the Hebrew Israelites. We are the 12 tribes. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. And you guys make fun of us because we're in a position, because we were brainwashed and taught for hundreds and hundreds of years of who we're not are. Okay, we don't even know who we were until finally now we started waking up and things like that on a very high mass level. But you guys still make mockery of us and you laugh at us and be like, "Yo, these are God's chosen people, really?" And the word is yes, really. You know, a lot of dictators around the whole world has been trying to tell us, you know, they've been trying to teach the world, but guess what? Those news don't hit the American soil and stuff like that, nor the media, because they don't want us to know. And they're the ones that named us all these different bywords.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyways, let's get the next law. Who's just in 25? Okay, jump to chapter 27 and verse 1. 1 through 29. This is one whole law, and it's speaking on making vows unto the Most High. Okay, so we have Leviticus chapter 27, verse 1 through 29.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When a man shall make a singular vow, the person shall be for the Lord by thy estimation. And thy estimation shall be of the male from 20 years old, even unto 60 years old. Even thy estimation shall be 50 shekels of silver, after the shekel of the sanctuary. And if it be a female, then thy estimation shall be 30 shekels. And if it be from 5 years old, even unto 20 years old, then thy estimation shall be of the male 20 shekels, and for the female 10 shekels. And if it be from a month old, even unto 5 years old, and thy estimation shall be of the male 5 shekels of silver, and for the female thy estimation shall be 3 shekels of silver.
Now, someone will sit there and say, well, how can a 5-year-old or a month-year-old pay shekels? Of course, it's the parents paying it out for you, okay? So these are basically vows, but it starts going into tithes, okay? But we'll keep reading. Go ahead.
It was verse 7 or verse 6?
No, we're going to verse 6.
All right. And if thy be from a month old even unto 5 years old, and thy estimation shall be of the male 5 shekels of silver, and for the female of thy estimation shall be 3 shekels of silver. And if it be from 60 years old and above, if it be a male, then thy estimation shall be 15 shekels, and for the female 10 shekels. But if he be poorer than thy estimation, then he shall present himself before the priest, and the priest shall value him accordingly to his ability that vowed shall the priest value him. And if it be a beast whereof men bring an offering unto the Lord, all that any man giveth of such unto the Lord shall be holy. He shall not alter it nor change it, a good for a bad, or a bad for a good. And if he shall at all change the beast for beast, then it shall exchange thereof shall be holy. And if it be an unclean beast, of which they do not offer a sacrifice unto the Lord, then he shall present the beast before the priest, and the priest shall value it, whether it be good or bad, as thou valuest it. Who art the priest, so shall it be. But if he will at all redeem it, then he shall add a 5th part thereof unto thy estimation. And when a man shall sanctify his house to be holy unto the Lord, then the priest shall estimate it, whether it be good or bad, as the priest shall estimate it, so shall it stand. And if he that sanctified it will redeem his house, then he shall add the 5th part of the money of thy estimation unto it, and it shall be his. And if a man shall sanctify it unto the Lord, some part of a field of his possession, then thy estimation shall be according to the seed thereof. And homer of barley seed shall be valued at 50 shekels of silver. And if he sanctify his field from the year of Jubilee, according to the estimation, it shall stand. But if he sanctify his field after the Jubilee, then the priest shall reckon unto him the money according to the years that remaineth, even unto the year of the Jubilee, and it shall be abated from thy estimation. And if he be that sanctified the field will in any wise redeem it, then he shall add the 5th part of the money of thy estimation unto it, and it shall be assured to him. And if he will not redeem the field, or if he have sold the field to another man, it shall not be redeemed any more. But the field, when it goeth out in the Jubilee, shall be holy unto the Lord, as the field devoted. The possession thereof shall be the priest's. And if a man sanctify unto the Lord a field which he hath bought, which is not of the fields of the possession, then the priest shall reckon unto him the worth of thy estimation, even unto the year of the Jubilee. And he shall give thine estimation in that day as holy thing unto the Lord. In the year of the Jubilee the field shall return unto him of whom it was bought, even to him to whom the possession of the land did belong. And all thy estimation shall be according to the shekel of the sanctuary, 20 gerahs. Gerahs shall be the shekel. Only the firstling of the beast, which should be the Lord's firstling, no man shall sanctify it, whether it be an ox or sheep. It is the Lord's. And if it be an unclean beast, then he shall redeem it according to thine estimation, and shall add a 5th part of it thereof. Or if it be not redeemed, then it shall be sold accordingly to thy estimation. Notwithstanding, no devoted thing that a man shall devote unto the Lord, of all that he hath, both of man and beast, and of the field of his possession, shall be sold or redeemed. Every devoted thing is most holy unto the Lord. None devoted which shall be devoted of men shall be redeemed, but shall surely be put to death.
Okay, so Now everybody's saying probably like, well, can you explain all this? We will do a breakdown on this. I just want to let you know this is just one whole law about the vows and things that you're making onto the Most High, and then what you have to give back for and so forth and so on, what you have to pay out of the family and things like that. Okay, we'll go into this. It'll be a breakdown for a later video and stuff. Like I said, I'm going to get through this just so we can get through, okay? Because there's a lot of pinpointing that I have to go back and forth through each verse back into Genesis to help actually explain this, and then also in the Tanakh and in the Gospel to show like how the examples. Okay, so we'll have a breakdown of this later. Okay, but it's feeding right into the tithing and everything as well. So let's get the next law, which is verse 30 through 34.
And all the tithe of the land, whether of the seed of the land, or of the fruit of the tree, it is the Lord's. It is holy unto the Lord. And if a man will at all redeem aught of his tithes, he shall add thereto the fifth part thereof. And concerning the tithe of the herd, or of the flock, even of whatsoever passeth under the rod, the tenth shall be holy unto the Lord. He shall not search whether it be good or bad, neither shall he change it. And if he change it at all, then both it and the change thereof shall be holy. It shall not be redeemed. These are the commandments which the Lord commanded Moses for the children of Israel in Mount Sinai.
Okay, so that started getting into the tithing, but you need all the other parts in Deuteronomy and in Numbers and things like that to talk about the tithing and stuff, which we'll get into. So, like I said, I'm just giving you the pinpoint laws so you don't repeat and count repeats and things like that. And if you're just reading, and I hate to say, but our people is lazy when it comes to read. Here you could go pinpoint these, but like I said, just don't take my word for it because I'm reading through this. You need to read it yourself too, okay? All right, let's get the next law. Numbers chapter 1 and verse 47 through 45. Or excuse me, 47 through 54 is the next law.
Numbers, verse 47 through 54. Numbers chapter 1, verse 47 through 54. But the Levites after the tribe of their fathers were not numbered among them. But for the Lord has spoken unto Moses, saying, Only thou shalt not number the tribe of Levi, neither take the sum of them among the children of Israel. But thou shalt appoint the Levites over the tabernacle of testimony, and over all the vessels thereof, and over all things that belong to it. They shall bear the tabernacle, and all the vessels thereof, and they shall minister unto it, and shall encamp round about the tabernacle.
And when stop right there. So you weren't, number one, you're not supposed to number even the whole nation of Israel, period. Okay. Number two here is that there's a specific reason why he doesn't even want you numbering the Levites. Okay. So it's going into the law. It's letting us know who's going to be addressed to dealing with the tabernacle, the ark, the coverings, you know, the menorah, the utensils, so forth, the altars and things, who could carry them, who's supposed to cover them, so forth and so on. So it's going to go into all that. But go ahead.
And when the tabernacle setteth forward, the Levite shall take it down. And when the tabernacle is to be pitched, the Levite shall set it up. And the stranger that cometh nigh shall be put to death. And the children of Israel shall pitch their tents, every man by his own camp, and every man by his own standard, throughout their hosts. But the Levites shall pitch round about the tabernacle of testimony, that there be no wrath upon the congregation of the children of Israel. And the Levites shall keep the charge of the tabernacle of testimony. And the children of Israel did according to all that the Lord commanded Moses, so did they.
So let you know, so none of Israel could sit there and touch the tabernacle. They cannot do any of those things according to that. There's a reason, okay? And why it's letting us know only the Levites can deal with this. I'm pretty sure back in what happened when Moses came down with the 10 Commandments, the 2 tablets and stuff, and he saw all the wickedness that was going on. Like I said, all the Levites ran on to Moses' side, not all of Israel. Or basically not all the other tribes. It was only Levite. So there must have been still some uncleanliness or something about the other tribes. The Most High was like, no, I don't want y'all touching this, period. I don't even want you guys by it. All right? It's only the Levites. Let them deal with it. And I'm picking who I'm going to pick. Okay? Let's get the next law. Numbers chapter 2, verse 1 through 2.
Numbers chapter 2, verse 1 through 2. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, Every man of the children of Israel shall pitch by his own standard, with the ensign of their father's house.
Stop right there. So an ensign of their father's house. So basically, you're supposed to make like a symbol, something that symbolizes your family, like a crescent. Okay? Something, everybody said, well, Judah is the lion. The symbolism for Judah is the lion and stuff. True, but you also made a certain crescent, a certain symbol for your family. Okay, so they could tell who's, oh, that belongs to Brother Lee's family. That's their kin's people and things like that. Or Brother Ezekiel's, or, Elder Chris and things like that. So that's what we're supposed to. You can do that, okay, but not to make some idol and to worship it and things like that. No, it's just representing, okay. So you representing your family's household for a good name, so we can know, like, oh, those are the the Kohens, or those are the whatever, okay. So read that again, though, verse 2.
Every man of the children of Israel shall pitch by his own standard, with the ensign of their father's house. Far off about the tabernacle of the congregation shall they pitch.
Okay, stop right there. All right, the next law, jump to Numbers chapter 3 and verse 25 through 26.
Numbers chapter 3, verse 25 through 26. And the charge of the sons of the generation, of the Gershon in the tabernacle of the congregation shall be the tabernacle and the tent, the covering thereof, and the hanging for the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
So stop right there. So why was like, well, what happened there? Who's the Gershons, the Gershonites? They're Levites, but these are the specific family that the Most High picked to deal with the coverings of the tabernacle and things like that, okay? So, no, it can't be all Levites dealing with that. It cannot be the sons of Aaron, the priesthood, to deal with that. It's only Gershon. So, read that again.
Numbers chapter 3, verse 25. Excuse me. And the charge of the sons of Gershon in the tabernacle of the congregation shall be the tabernacle and the tent, the covering thereof, and the hanging for the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the hangings of the court, and the curtain for the door of the court, which is by the tabernacle, and the altar round about, and the cords of it for all the service thereof.
See that? So specifically, these are the only ones that can do that, okay? Not all Levites, not the priesthood, specifically Gershon, okay? So that's the law on them. But you could read, it'll give you the genealogy in the beginning of the chapter and stuff for who Gershon, Kohan, and Miriam, or Maram, I think is how you pronounce it. Anyway, I'm slaughtering it. But anyways, that's how we're supposed to do. Let's get the next law. Verse 27 through 31.
Numbers chapter 3, verse 27 through 31. And of Kohath was the family of the Amorites, and the family of the Israelites, Zaharites, and the family of the Hebronites, and the family of the Uzzielites, or Uzziel. These are the families of the Kohathites.
Yeah.
Kohathites. That's difficult. And the number of all the males from a month old and upward were 8,600, keeping the charge of the sanctuary.
So okay, so now this family can only keep charge of the sanctuary. Okay, so that's pretty much everything that's inside the main area. Well, not just the main area, but you'll see what it says. Go ahead.
The families of the sons of Kohath shall pitch on the side of the tabernacle southward, and the chief of the house of the father of the families of the Kohathites shall be Elizaphan, the son of Uzziel, and their charge shall be the ark, and the table, and the candlestick, and the altars, and the vessels of the sanctuary, wherewith they minister, and the hanging, and all the service thereof.
So everything inside of the ark, inside the tabernacle, that's what they will call the sanctuary. And then once in the temple and things like that, when it got built, they were only supposed to deal with that. Okay, nobody else can touch that. Nobody else can do that. Okay, so specifically, these individuals, the Most High wanted to only deal with. So it couldn't be all Israel. It could have been the other brothers. They couldn't deal with that. It's only them. Okay, let's get the next law. Chapter 3, Numbers 3, verse 33 through 37.
Of Merari was the family of the Mahalites, and the family of the Mushites. These are the families of Merari. And those that were numbered of them, according to the number of all males, from a month old and upward, were 6,200. And the chief of the house of the father of the families of Merari and Zuriel, the son of Abihal. These shall pitch on the side of the tabernacle northward. These names are hard to say. All right, they really are. And under the custody of the charge of the sons of Merari shall be of the boards of the tabernacle, and the bars thereof, and the pillars thereof, and the sockets thereof, and all the vessels thereof, and all that serveth thereto, and the pillars of the court round about, and their sockets, and their pins, and their cords.
Stop right there. So, once again, it's giving you in detail what they can do, what they cannot do, so forth and so on. Nobody goes outside that. Nobody says, well, hey, let me give you a hand, brother. No, you cannot do that. Period. Okay? So that's why it's important, once again, we need to have ensigns, basically crescents for each family and stuff, to know who's who and what's what and things like that. Okay? So every man can't sit there and help out and do these things, even though you feel like you want to help out and be nice, and there's nothing wrong with that. But according to the Most High, he's not dealing with that. I specifically said these individuals, these certain families, nobody else. Don't deal with it, okay? So, like I said, there was a time where the Ark of the Covenant was about to tip over and somebody went to help and grabbed it. They should have let it fall, and when they touched it, they got put to death right on the spot, okay? So, like it says, what the Most High says do. He says don't do it. No feelings, no emotions. Oh, but no. Just stick with it, okay? Let's get the next law, verse 38.
All right, Numbers chapter 3, verse 38. But those that encamp before the tabernacle towards the east, even before the tabernacle of the congregation eastward, shall be Moses and Aaron and his sons, keeping the charge of the sanctuary for the charge of the children of Israel, and the stranger that cometh nigh shall be put to death.
So any stranger that comes nigh unto this will be put to death. So that's even Israel or even a Gentile. They can't come near that. All right. Go ahead.
Okay, that's a good one.
Okay. So, right here we're about at an hour anyway. So we're gonna stop it right here for this lesson and everything, and we'll pick up next time. We'll still be in Numbers chapter 3. We'll pick up in the next law and everything
with all those difficult names.
But yeah, so like once again, these follow this order. Okay, that's how you need to be walking on eggshells for the Most High. Like he says, I need to. Everybody needs to, including if there's Gentiles that want to come on to the Most High and worship Him through Christ and the Holy Spirit and things, not worshiping Christ Himself. So, my other, brothers out there, who I'm talking about. No, we don't worship Hamashiach Yeshaya. No, we worship the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All the things we ask for, we ask it through the mediator, which is Hamashiach Yeshaya, just like through Moshe or Moses. Okay, so there's the mediators between us and even through the prophets and things like that. But anyways, we'll build with y'all later, and we hope y'all have a blessed rest of the day, and hope you got some more knowledge and wisdom and understanding, and pray for us, and we praying for all Israel and anybody else who's going through hardship and everything, that you guys could get through it and not get tempted in things, and overcome all the fleshly desires and the temptations of the world and things. So anyway, much love to y'all, and we'll build with y'all later. Brother Ezekiel,
Brother Lee,
we out. Shalom.
Shalom, Israel.